Before the feeder is even filled, the birds are already there. One bird is not looking at the feeder. It is watching the window. From the hedge, the yard is not a yard, it is a route. If you watch the morning routine closely, you can see what they are reading. The feeder is not the first signal, it is the final signal. The human believes the morning begins at the door. A mug on the counter can become part of the morning pattern. The boldest bird does not simply fly in, it tests the distance. The person sees an empty yard. The birds see a countdown. Then the door shadow moves. The food appears only after several signals have already happened. The first landing happens after the human's back turns. The first bird arrives as if the final sign has clicked into place. The second bird watches the first bird's success. The mystery is not that birds appear, it is that they appear at the right stage. The next morning, the same objects return. They arrive when the light looks right, not when the seed appears. The wall clock is inside. The bird's clock is outside. Some signals come before the door opens. On some mornings, the missing object matters most. When one cue is missing, the yard does not rush. The human may only notice that the birds seem late. Then the missing piece appears. The birds do not all choose the same path. One bird takes the covered path, even when the feeder is open. Even the feeder's movement can change the decision. When the motion stops, the routine feels complete. From the kitchen, it may look like the birds simply arrived. After enough mornings, the object becomes part of the bird's day. The question changes, not whether birds remember, but what exactly they remember. The first thing they seem to remember is distance. A few inches can change a bird's choice. Move one chair, and the map changes. Yesterday's safe route is not automatically today's safe route. The bird does not give up. It redraws the route. When the yard returns to normal, the first route returns too. They also remember where cover begins. From low cover, the feeder is visible, but the bird is not. To the person, the hedge may look empty. A frozen bird is not doing nothing. When the steps fade, the hedge begins to move. Some cues are heard, but the source is visible. Even at the feeder, the birds read each other. When one bird rushes, the whole rhythm breaks. By now, the feeder is only one part of the map. The stronger the routine, the earlier the birds may begin watching. The feeder itself may have a path before it reaches the yard. A window can become a screen of morning signals. To a bird, the morning may be a chain of small confirmations. When the timing repeats, the birds may arrive before the person expects them. It may look like luck, but the pattern leaves tracks. Some birds wait for more proof. For the cautious bird, the open lawn is still a question. A safe landing can become a signal to others. A small delay can make the whole yard uncertain. Waiting changes the body. When the pattern breaks too long, some birds choose not to wait. When the routine returns late, the response is different. Same food, different rhythm. A routine is not only what you do, it is when, where, and how it happens. Then one morning, a new object appears. The problem is not the glove itself. It is that it was not there before. The bird tests the changed space before testing the feeder. The person may not connect the glove to the empty feeder. One unfamiliar object can redraw the safe route. The bold bird does not ignore the change. It goes around it. Another bird decides the changed yard is not worth it yet. When the new object disappears, the old route begins to return. Same feeder, same food, different route confidence. Weather can change the look of the same routine. A wet feeder moves differently. In rain, the safest route may become the driest route. The human repeats the same habit, but the birds do not repeat the same path. The route changes when the conditions change. The routine is learned, but it is never automatic. Birds may also read what passes over the yard. A pause can mean the bird is checking above. When the shadow passes and nothing changes, the routine resumes. A freeze is not always fear. Sometimes it is verification. After the rush, the empty feeder leaves another kind of signal. A late bird may arrive to evidence, not opportunity. Adding food later can create a second pattern. If it repeats, the watcher may return. A backyard can have more than one remembered rhythm. Watch where they wait before the food appears. Then the feeder moves. The empty old hook still holds meaning. From the old route, the new feeder is in the wrong place. Moving the feeder moves the whole safety map. The feeder is food, but the place is memory. Eventually, one bird tests the new place. Others watch the test from the old safe place. The first test does not always become a landing. New trust is built by repetition too. Then the new place finally becomes usable. But the old place does not vanish from the map overnight. If birds vanish after you move a feeder, they may be rebuilding the map. A bird that remembers your routine is still a wild bird. The best routine often leaves space. Predictable does not mean controlling. It means readable. Tomorrow morning, the first clue may be where they wait. The second clue is what they look at first. The third clue is where they freeze. The fourth clue is whether they take the direct path or the covered path. The field guide is already in the yard. Even helpful changes can look different at first. The familiar scratches and stains are gone. After the usual distance and stillness return, the clean feeder becomes part of the routine. Over time, the quietest routine is often the most readable, but the strongest proof appears on the morning. Nothing has happened yet. The first indoor object returns. The shadow crosses the porch again. The seed scoop appears in its place. The final permission is still distance. This time, the yard moves like a remembered rhythm. Even the cautious bird enters when the pattern holds. The whole story was visible from the beginning. Now, the first image means something different. The feeder is not just a feeder anymore. The open mystery was never magic. It was memory, pattern, and caution. Tomorrow, the same yard may look ordinary again. But if the person looks earlier, the first clue is already there. The best response is not to rush closer, but to understand the distance. Then the routine continues, quietly and predictably. Now, every movement has meaning. They may not know your intentions, but they may know your pattern. And the object you pass every morning may be a landmark to them. Tomorrow, look before you step outside. The birds are not just visiting your yard, they are reading it. Do you feed birds at the same time every day?